Hey, thank you so much for downloading the Quantum Growth Audience Builder. And I just thought I'd make this small masterclass so that you can actually, learn a little bit more as to how you can implement this system in your own business. Now, I've used this myself successfully, and I've created over 40,000 audience by actually hosting my own online TV program, my own online magazine, and then also I published 2 best-selling books, and all of which really increased or let's say 10x my business within the space of a few months. So it can be very tricky to actually, knowing where you actually want to get started when it comes to building your audience, because, well, it can be overwhelming. There's so many things you could be doing. But this will really help you hone down and sort of find the kind of your path that is meant for you. Okay. But we need to be very sure that we create strategic content when it comes to, having a TV show or posting on social media. And that's what I'm saying is strategically means that it relates to your audience's problems and you help them fix, the problems. The other thing is, the third thing I would say is you must become very consistent and don't give up too quickly. Okay. Because it just doesn't come with like doing one TV show. I mean, I did I think I did one when I started. I did one weekly, and then it was towards Christmas. I did a marathon. I did like a daily show as well. So it was very, very intense, but it doesn't mean that you have to do that. But obviously, it really helps to get out there and really create that buzz and the momentum. So what are the 3 steps? Here, the 3 steps is really about owning your own show. Now, when you create your own show, it doesn't need to be anything polished. It can be just a weekly Facebook Live, and that's your own show. And you just come and, you just show up once a week at the same time. So people will start to actually realize that you're there at that specific time, and they will come and tune in. You can also create a podcast. It doesn't really matter if you want to do a pre-recorded video, that's fine as well. It's just, create something that people can actually consume, and it's easy. It really addresses the challenges that your ideal customers have. Okay. Number 2, so that's the great thing, is when you own your own show, and even if it's a magazine or publishing a book, that's also like, you have created something that is even tangible. And like I've printed my books, obviously they're on Amazon. And that was such a huge door opener for me, just to say that I'm a best-selling author, I have all these different assets. Straight away, people are saying, well, oh, wow, she must be a real expert in her field, right? So straight away, you position yourself as an authority in your field. And it gives you confidence, which is great. And because the doors are being opened, all of a sudden, you could have a look at who are people around you who may be already serving similar audiences, maybe not exactly doing the same thing as you do, but something complementary. So can you create relationships and tap into, those audiences, and maybe support those influencers? So step 2, what I have here on the slide, is the influencer marketing piece. You need to go and think about what are the, roughly, let's think about 100. Obviously we can't work with 100, but let's start with a wide list of people in your industry that are already serving similar sort of audiences. You want to connect with them, you want to follow them, you want to support them. Maybe start with 10, right? We can inch your way forward, but at least you have a whole list and you can see what they're doing and what they're talking about. But then the 3rd step is actually to become a guest authority, because all of a sudden you have been able to connect with these people. You're following them, you're adding value, maybe commenting, liking, and they get to know you as well. So there's a good chance perhaps that at some point there is an opportunity to collaborate or to be able to get onto their platform and being interviewed, or maybe you want to ask them to get interviewed on your platform, whatever it is. Or even if they're bloggers, maybe you want to write on your blog, and you want to be a host, a guest on their blog as well, right? So you can really leverage each other's audience, and they'll be happy because you've built your audience, or they, you know, you have your own show, you have your own audience. And again, it really gives you that authority, because if you haven't had that, they'll be probably more closed in terms of saying, well, actually, well, who are you, right? Have you got any following? Well, you know, it has to be sort of a give and take. So once you have something like a bit of a following, like your own show, people will be more open to actually, yeah, give you opportunities. And even speaking, like if you're from a stage speaker, you know, guess what? If you say I'm an author, or I have my own online TV show or a podcast, they're probably more likely to actually give you the opportunity to come on as a speaker at their events. So yeah, these are the 3 steps here, and you will also have this overview slide where actually I filled in, you know, the different things that I had brainstormed. Obviously, each step has a number of steps beneath that, which helps you actually brainstorm. So, for example, owning your own show, you know, the first thing you want to think about is the media. Like, is it TV, online TV, like Facebook, or is it YouTube, or is it a podcast? And what's your niche? Okay, you know, who you want to talk to or talk about? What's the frequency? Is it a daily or weekly or monthly? And when is it going to happen? So for me, it's Mondays at 1 p.m. What's the name of that show? What kind of topics can you talk about, right? What's the schedule? In terms of, maybe you have to create some banners. Maybe you have to, you know, what kind of guest speakers do you want to get lined up? You have to plan out your promo, right? Maybe you're going to post, you know, on social media about, you know, come and listen in, or post promotions once you have recorded, how you're going to promote it out. Yeah, you're publishing, right? Where are you going to publish it? Which platform? So is it a video? It's going to go on YouTube. It's going to go on Facebook, Instagram, wherever, right? Where are you going to publish it? So you're going to think about that, and how you're going to promote it on the platforms as well, and make sure you have a call to action so people can actually get in touch with you. Maybe you have a freebie or a special page where people can go to and get to know you, or maybe book a call with you, you know, and who knows, right? If you're a coach or consultant, obviously you want to get people on calls. So that's step 1. The step 2 is about the whole influencer marketing. You know, you're going to start researching your market, your audience. Who is it? Like, make a list of those 100 people in the audience that you know already serve in your market. Where are they, right? Which platforms are they on? What kind of media are they producing? Do they have blogs, podcasts, Facebook groups, and so on? You want to connect with them, you want to engage, you want to add value, and then you want to invite them and of course pitch to them, but in a way that actually isn't spammy. It's about, you know, by then they should actually get to know you, and you should know their audience, and you should be able to add some value and say, hey, you know, I'd really like to, you see how I can add, you know, I really love your podcast, for example, right? And I'd really like to, you know, see whether you would consider having me on the show, because I can talk about X, Y, and Z, and I believe your audience would really benefit from these golden nuggets from my talk. Okay. And then step 3 is about becoming the guest authority, you know, to be that person, the go-to person for this particular topic. So you want to prepare, you want to have some sort of signature talk, right? You want to know what you're going to be talking about, right? That actually kind of really ties in with the invitation in step 2, because obviously you want to then get that information out to them and say, well, this is my signature talk. Yeah, I have a calendar booking link. So usually maybe on Tuesdays and Fridays, you do the guest, you know, interviews, for example, so that people actually can book into your calendar, and that's fixed. And maybe you want to have a media kit, which is the banners, you know, maybe you have like a profile picture, a little small bio, and maybe you have a link where people can go to and download a freebie. Then you want to invite your influencer onto your show as well. So, you know, it could be a give and take. So, you know, you could get them onto your show as a return. Or you can go and get some bigger influencers and say, look, I'm a really fan of your show. I'd love to have you on my show too, right? You want to propose that. And then you want to show up as well. You want to share that they will be on your show, and you want to promote that show as well. And you also want to give a call to action at the end of the show. You want to do all the follow-ups, thanks the influencer for coming on your show. And of course, if you're on their show, you do the same. And then you want to keep on promoting that piece of content. You want to reutilize that content. So don't just, create content for content's sake all the time, over and over again. It's about, making sure you reutilize that and, bring it out again, and maybe send out that video, whatever, podcast to your email list if you have one, post it on social media. So just continue promoting that content. And then for you have actually 2 more pages. So basically step 1 is here on a separate page. You can print that, and you have the examples here on the left again. And then here, that's your turn. On the right hand side, there's some blank pages where you can actually really plan your steps to produce your own show. And step 2 is here as well. So you got your influencer marketing step, and of course your step 3, which is the guest authority. Okay, so where does this all sit? Why would you want to build an audience in the first place? I mean, I think it's fair to say that an audience is a lifeblood for business. People, you show up and you're visible and they see what you actually do. And well, you would hope that you turn some of the audiences into paying customers. Okay, so I have a big picture and I work in 9 steps. When we build a business, we always have sort of 9 steps that we go through in terms of setting the foundations up. And the thing is this: you can grow your audience, but maybe you're stuck, knowing what their problems are. Like, for example, one of the things I did say is you need to create strategic content in order to grow your audience, because you want to talk about and help them, solve some sort of problem. But if you haven't done that work, that foundational work, then obviously you can't create your own show. So let me show you the 9 steps that I've created and I'm using in my business and obviously for my clients. It starts from the bottom left hand side and you work your way to the right, up, left, and then up all the way to the right. So basically, we may get started somewhere here, we're confused, overwhelmed, and we just don't have enough leads or sales in our business. And your foundational work, it's the 3 steps on the bottom. It's all about pivoting. It's all about making sure that we understand our customers and we understand ourselves as well, as to what do we want to achieve in our business? Why have we actually started this business in the first place? Where do you want to go with this? Okay, so this is all about creating that purpose, that focus, those success foundations, some habits we need to form every single day to not giving up and make our mindset like really super strong. And number 3, it's about understanding customer. That's why it's called the customer mojo, and really understanding what they're going through, who they are, where they are as well. And then number 4, that would be your power message. This is where we create a message that really resonates with your customer as to who you are, who you help, and how you help people, and how that is so different to everyone else around you. Like, for example, of course, I'm a business startup growth coach. This is how I do business. I'm very different because I use the 9 steps, and I give my customers very much a blueprint, a step-by-step blueprint, so that they don't get overwhelmed or lost. Okay, so this is why I'm doing this different. And this is my message here on the top. Here's the message: the 9 steps to get predictable sales in 90 days. For who? It's for spiritual female entrepreneurs, therapists, and coaches who want to create a consistent income without overwhelm, frustration, and detours. Now, this is the power message, because I can clearly articulate who I work best with, who I know I can really help. And then number 5 there, right in the center, is you're building your signature solution. So this is my signature solution, right? It's the 9 steps that I'm taking my clients through, so that they have a really, really clear pathway to do things and in the right order. Number 6 is the digital assets. So I think we agree in this day and age, when we go online, we want to do online business, we need to have some sort of, even if it's a simplified version of some digital assets. So if we put content out there, and I said to you, one of the things in terms of having content out there is then a link or something like a call to action, so people can actually get in touch with you, be it a Facebook group, be it some sort of download link for a freebie. It could be some links to other webinars or other videos or blog posts that you have. Okay, but you need to create some sort of digital assets that are all very strategic and they're all fitting together, very important, right? And these are all the foundational work until we come to step 7, which this content creation piece that I just talked about, the audience creation, actually fits into the lead attraction, which is step 7 of the 9 steps. So you can't just look at it in isolation and just go for lead attraction. You need to have all the foundation in place so that you can make it work and you can embed that, right? I hope you can see why there is. And of course, after that, once we have the digital assets, one of the things is we want to actually measure how well are we doing. We want to, continuously nurture our audiences, and we want to test new things, maybe tweak some of our messages. Maybe it's not quite there yet. And that's the step 8. And the step 9 is like, right, let's turn the volume up. Let's monetize really and scale. And this is where maybe you want to start getting hands off, because by that time, perhaps, we're working long hours, we're serving clients one-to-one, or we're doing lots of manual sort of organic posting and things like this. And this is probably the time when you want to utilize some ads, and you want to leverage maybe doing some group programs or have some digital assets in place that you don't have to actually always be involved, and you can actually make more money by putting less time into your business. So these are the 9 steps. And right, what I spoke about earlier, the audience builder, this is step 7. It's part of step 7. You have to have all the 9 steps in place to really, really make this work. And my question is, have you got those 9 steps in place? Do you have those 9 steps in place? Because, well, quite often a lot of entrepreneurs don't have all the 9 steps in place, or may not be fully confident in putting those things in place, or knowing exactly what to do in which order. So I actually would like to invite you to come and book a call with me. It's a totally free call. And the way I run these calls and what I do on the calls, basically, I'm going to learn more about your business. I want to find out where you are, where you want to go. And I'm going to walk you through and customize those 9 steps for you. Okay, so it's not really a sales call as such. That's not what I do. I actually want to provide value, and I want to help you actually map those 9 steps out. I'm really super passionate about helping female entrepreneurs, getting successful, and I want to help them, avoid those pitfalls that I've actually had. I've been doing, lots and lots of stuff in my business that didn't actually drive results and going around in circles. I actually want to help, okay? But I also know that when I help people, some women that come on a call with me, they actually want to know how they can work with me and implement the whole 9 steps much faster and drive results in their business much, much faster. But there is no obligation, to buy anything. You won't be pushed into any sales at all. So come on a call, we map out the 9 steps. I want to know where you are. I want to know where you want to go, and how I can best help you, give you some golden nuggets that you can at least go away and do regardless. So there is a call, also a call link also below this video. Look at what's available in terms of time slots. Make sure you click on your time zone in case you're somewhere else in the world, and then just book in, and it will actually take you to the next steps, and we'll send you an email confirmation. And then on the time, on that day, click on the Zoom link that's inside the email, and then we'll catch up together over video, and yeah, and we get to know each other a little bit more. Love to hear from you and see you. And well, good luck with everything. Even if you don't decide to come on a call, I really hope you can take this information and implement this in your business and really, really skyrocket your visibility going forward. Take care.